More here. I know it's been a couple weeks since I made another video. Some things have been happening at my job and in my personal life that's been keeping me pretty busy. One of those is, as many of y'all may or may not know, I work at Sonic, so we were getting a huge upgrade. I mean, inside and out, we got new menus, new switchboards, everything. But enough about that. As you can see in the title of this video, yes, I'm going to be talking about that particular work. And this is a thing that I have noticed over the 25 years-ish that I've been alive. First thing is 99% of the people that I've met, African American or of that descent, basically, in general, black people. I'm not trying to be racist, but that's basically what the overall, term would be. And, I always hear them speaking that word, calling each other that name, but when we say it, we as in white, Caucasians, people who are not of color, they get offended. And I do, to a degree, understand the reason why. I mean, if I was called something for so many years, at some point, if I didn't like it, I'm going to get to a point where I don't want anyone to call me. I completely understand that. I'm not saying y'all are wrong for hating on us because we say something, that causes fights and stuff like that, but that's not what I'm saying. The thing is, what's up with this double standard? You don't want us to call y'all that, but yet y'all call each other that. It's kind of a backwards thing, I guess, I don't understand it, but I'm gonna put it this way. I've actually watched and actually met a lot of families of white descendant who are actually training their kids not to say that. So from whenever a kid would say the N-word accidentally or unpurposely, I've seen family members immediately right then and there teach them, don't say that, that's a bad word. So that got me to thinking, are we really the problem with the N-word? I mean, we as in white people, or is it them causing a problems amongst themselves and then putting it on us? If you think about it, you can even go into any neighborhood, anywhere you go, you will find one guy calling another guy the N-word, and it's like, yo, what's up, bro? What's good, bro? But then switch bro out with that. But I just don't understand that. I mean, if y'all want us to stop talking about it and stop saying it, shouldn't y'all stop saying it as well? Because if I want my kid not to, say a cuss word, if I'm saying fuck, and my kids around and they hear me saying fuck, then it's going to keep going down the line. So if I want my kid to stop saying that word, I personally, as the adult or as the person that knows that it's a bad word, to stop saying it. So use something that isn't technically a bad word, like shoot. Man. And then they'll say, okay, daddy or this guy's doing it, so I should not be doing it. So actually as this human species, if we're to get over this racism issue, this, N-word issue, like Morgan Freeman once said, stop talking about it. If every generation from now until 4 or 5 generations down the road would stop talking in that sense about, oh, he's a black person, no, he's a white person, just say, hey, that's David and that's Tyrone. I assure you that racism would be completely abolished, permanently, because no one will know what racism is because everyone's been taught not to be racist. Makes sense, right? Because, if I teach my kid to treat everyone the same as they treat them, okay, do good for that person, and they should do something good for you. If I teach my kid to do that, and let's say David teaches his kid to do that, and let's say my kid does something nice for his kid, wouldn't the chain reaction be doing good for another person, and then that person doing good for you, and then just keep repeating? Right? I mean, if I give you $1, you're like, hey, he was nice to me. I'm going to give this guy $1. And then that guy's like, well, he was nice to me. And then it keeps going and going and going and going. And let's say 150 years down the road, everyone's doing this same trend, whether it be slowly or all at first. Do you see the amount of, generosity, how much crime rates would drop, how low corruption in the world would drop because of a few people starting out now? Even if it doesn't take, if it takes 100, 200, 300, 400 years, if you can steadily keep that, this guy taught his kid to do this, and then that kid teaches his kid to do this, and just do that constantly, it keeps going down the line. And I'll give you an example. My dad personally was an alcoholic. He was a woman abuser, and he left his kid, me, at the age of 8 months, I believe it was. But yet, his dad was the exact same way. His dad was an abuser, an alcoholic, and left him when he was young. But here's the thing. At some point on that line, from the grandfather to the father to the son, at some point there, it has to break. The chain has to be broken. And let me say it like this. I personally have broken that chain in my family personally. I don't drink on occasions. I know y'all don't know that about me. I do drink on occasions, but it's not like that. It's like, I might, like the last time I remember drinking was at 20, or actually when I moved into my place, because, I moved out. I got into my own place. That's when I got drunk that night. The last time before that was when I was 21. So from 21 to 24, I didn't drink. Do I abuse women? No. I don't see any point to that. Am I going to leave my kid when I have one? Hell no. Because I'm going to break the chain. Because when my kid has kids, I don't want him or my son, when he's about to have kids, to do the same things my dad did. And this all ties back into the whole racism, single parent, bullying. So many problems start with parenthood. My mom, granted, didn't have the best options at the time, but even though she was a single parent, she raised me as best as she could. Her decisions did lead her down a bad road, but she decided that for me and my other 3 kids, or my other 3 siblings, her 3 kids, not my 3 kids, her 3 siblings, her 3 kids, my 3 siblings, okay, that she didn't want us to go down that same path. And for the most part, we haven't. Yes, it's been hard, but what she taught us has stuck with me personally up until this point. What my grandfather taught me has stuck with me to this point. So if we start teaching our kids that it's not good to run away from your problems, it's not good to be selfish, and it's not good to be hateful to a race because of their skin color being different or they're from a different area. When we start as adults, let's just put it that way, if we start teaching the younger generations to not do half the stuff that is going on still today, it will be abolished at some point or another. Give you an example. When the 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, stepped in office, up until that point, slavery was legal. It was basically the norm. But Abraham Lincoln came in and was like, this don't make sense. No, I don't like this. This is wrong. He stood up for what he believed in. He taught the people that believed in what he believed in what to do and how to teach their kids. Guess what? Within his 4 years, I think he was there for, what was it? It wasn't 2 terms because he got assassinated. He was in there for about 4 years. And within those 4 years, he abolished something that was considered legal for over 60 years. In less than 4 years, he did something that the presidents before him didn't want to do. because they didn't believe in it. They believe that, oh, if I'm rich, I can do whatever I want. No. If you're rich, that means you have more responsibilities and more power to determine where we go. It's just like with the parents. Think of the politics as the parents and the citizens as the kids. How the parents want the kids to grow up is how the kids will grow up. If you put, this segregated amount of people in this bad neighborhood, you're going to expect them to grow up in that and teach their kids that, and they're going to do things that would add to the statistics. Most homicides, more suicides, more single parents, more racial or racist individuals, more bigots. The list goes on because of what the parents are allowing the kids to do and learn. If you keep them, well, you can't really keep them, but when you can teach them the proper manner, half of the problems in the world would be gone because of proper parenthood. And it's just sad how, as a simple guy myself, I could solve 90% of the world's problems, but the only problem is I'm just one person. I don't have the money to do so. I don't have, the tools, let's just say like that, to achieve such a giant goal. It would take me, if I were to do this by myself, it would probably take me 1,000 different lifetimes in order just to get 1/10 of the problem solved. But if anyone's watching this video up until this point, when you have kids, or if you have kids right now, teach them the proper way to live. Live life, to the point where you don't have any regrets. Make sure every person you come across in your life or your child's life to treat them good, because if the person doesn't do good back for them, that means that just keep doing good. Because if they don't do anything good, that means someone's always watching. If the parent isn't watching, if society ain't watching, I know that my God is watching. That's why I always say, if you don't do good for me, it's no problem. Because I know someone will do good for me. Well, this is your host, X Claymore Lord X, out. Peace.